but we do it a little differently because we do it as a text only. I mean, written as an email. So it's not a big birthday cake with candles waving around and all that stuff that whoever gets it realizes, oh, this is BS. The loan officer, I know the loan officer, he didn't do that or she didn't do that, right? So ours just says, hey, John, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. And so the impression is that the loan officer literally wrote, remembered the birthday and literally wrote them an email. That is definitely the impression. And that's what we try and do. And that's why a lot of our marketing is so potent, that localized that Paul was talking about. We're in 85 markets doing that with, so thousands and thousands of loan officers are covered. 90% or 98% of our loan officers are covered in that program with localized content. It's got to be, again, about that relationship. And if you get something that is spammy or, is sell, that's not what you do with a relationship. You provide them entertainment. You provide them information they can use. You're not constantly saying, buy my product, buy my product. That's not what you do with a relationship. You annoy people that way. That's all. I used to say when I was selling more, I used to say, good marketing doesn't piss people off. It just, you don't piss your friends off. You don't sell to them. You provide them value. And help them in their life. Or entertain them in their life. And that's what works. And that's what the best marketing provides. And that's what we do. So social, same way, every piece that we do is with that in mind.
Yeah.
From a person to a person.
Well, Dan, you mentioned earlier too, kind of talking about, seeing on the loan officer side things that they need and kind of anticipating that versus just listening to loan officer feedback about what they think they need, right? Because I remember, back in our mortgage marketing department days, we'd get requests all the time where it's like, hey, Facebook won't let me post out this FHA flyer. Like, can you help me convert it or like do something to get it up there, right? Like, well, we can do that, right? Is that something that's really going to resonate with your audience, right? Is that something that is actually a need that you have to get that out there versus, maybe do we need to talk about database campaigns, right? Do we need to talk about different content that's maybe focusing on your reviews, talking about, your actual differentiators and things from the consumer's perspective rather than, hey, loan limits just went up 100K, right? Or, hey, these are the loan guidelines for this specific county. And it's like, this is not the language of consumers and millennials, right? And there's a lot of these mortgage companies out here and real estate companies, and frankly, just companies in general, right? Their focus at, I think the C-suite level is, oh, we want to be the company that finally reaches millennials, right? And they don't understand how to reach them because they're not kind of thinking with their millennial hat on in terms of how these people actually think, which I know is something that you guys think when it comes to both your local content as well as some of these more niche campaigns, Chris, that you talked about earlier as well.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
And I think that tying the loop on all of this, if any of these things that we're talking about right now that we know are effective and are really helping our loan officers build the relationships, if any of these things were hard for the loan officers to send out, it wouldn't work anyway. So I think one of the biggest things that we do is the true done for you automation of these campaigns to where the loan officers don't have to set up anything. They don't have to do anything. It just goes. I think that's just one thing I wanted to end with, at least for me, that if it was complicated to do all these cool things that we're talking about, they still wouldn't do them. It'd just be another shiny tool that they wouldn't have. So the way that we do it, the way that our whole structure of our system works is that the loan officers literally don't have to do anything in order for all that to happen. And that's the cool part.
Yeah. Hence the big sign that says simplify.
Exactly.
Yeah. If they do just that little bit more, which we try and simplify more and more and more for them, then it really, really goes off the charts. But they'll add 10% to their business within a year, I guarantee, if they don't do anything, if they don't ever log in.
100%.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is why you guys have the tenures of the clients that you guys have, the insane satisfaction rates that you guys have, because I've seen many third-party sources that you guys are at the very top of all those, and just the retention that you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, we're blessed with that, but we've worked at that.
Yeah.
We're very,
Yeah.
it means so much to us, that we've
Yeah,
got
it really
these clients that we've just known forever,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so it's great.
Well, thank you guys so much for jumping on the TNA show with us today. Kind of
Yeah, thank you
insightful, I know,
guys.
for myself as well as Tim J, kind of hear a little bit more about your backstory, as well as, a whole bunch of different things, from real estate to social media to markets, and kind of what those things are doing. But obviously love to talk to you guys and have you on the show back again. But for those of you that tuned in today, we look forward to seeing you on the next one, and make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments.
Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.